Back with another episode of Local Roots. Hi, I'm Todd Studer. What do you think of the sport coat? Should I go this route? I actually wore it. And listen, I'm not live. I think that we all know that by now. But I record shows the day before. So, yes, this show is coming out on Wednesday, December 10th. However, I recorded it on Tuesday, December 9th. And the reason that I got dressed up a little bit today is I went to the County Board of Supervisors meeting. And the reason that I was there was to sing some praises to an organization that I very strongly believe in, and it's the Western Iowa Development Association. This group has been growing. They went from 11 members a couple of years ago to now 65, and I am one of those 65 members. And I wanted to make sure that the board understood that what they had in Western Iowa Development Association and what they were helping to fund was important. And it was a tremendous service to the community. And Stacy Kinney did a great job of presenting what it was that she has been doing. And then she gave me an opportunity to speak. And I let everybody know just how valuable she's been to me and how valuable I know she has been to a lot of you that are business owners out there. So happy to report that the board did approve the funding for the next year. And we're going to continue on with all of the great things that Western Iowa Development Association does. Local Roots also brought to you by Dave Lawrence. He is your Edward Jones financial advisor. Learn how he can help you reach your financial goals. Visit edwardjones.com for more. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Coming up in just a few moments, we are going to hear from another old friend. It's Taylor Stanton of the CB Captains. Now, this is a local semi-pro soccer team, and they competed last year in Council Bluffs, but they really represent a wide area around southwest Iowa. And Taylor's been very busy. You know, the thing is with semi-pro soccer is that the team is basically reinvented every year. You know, if they are doing their job and they're developing players the way that they hope, well, then these players are moving on and they're going on to bigger and better things and leagues that are the next step as they continue on their soccer playing career. And that means that it's a constant rebuilding that they're doing. Well, Taylor has gotten together with another Council Bluffs native who is living now in Des Moines. And this is Josh Jerkovich, and Josh has started a team there as well. It's the Capital City Roots, and these two are going to be working together. I think it's best that I just let them explain what this collaborative effort is going to be. So I got them both together, and we got Taylor in studio. Josh was available online. And that is going to be today's show. So it'll be Taylor Stanton and Josh Jerkovich on this episode of Local Roots. Be sure to start your day at Brewed Awakening in Avoca, open Monday through Saturday, always serving something fresh. Enjoy bagels every day, weekly specials that you will not find on the menu, and warm seasonal soups every Tuesday and Wednesday. And on Wednesdays and Thursdays, grab a hot breakfast sandwich and treat yourself to something sweet every Friday. If you're hosting a meeting or a gathering, Brewed Awakening has a private room ready for your group that's free to use if you don't need it all to yourself. So stop in for great coffee, good food, and a friendly hometown atmosphere at Brewed Awakening in Avoca. Joined in studio for the first time, and the studio's on Willow, it is Mr. Taylor Stanton of the CB Captains. Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you.
How's everything going for you?
Doing great.
Well, let's talk about what the latest is with the Captains, because you have been hard at work going through an off season, trying to retool things, figure out where you wanted to take the club. And, well, to be honest, I'm impressed by some of the different things you've come up with. So
Yeah.
walk me through the journey a little bit.
So, we started out with basically a rebuilding stage. That's the best way to put it.
Mhm.
So we're starting out brand new again, which, dude, who wouldn't love that?
Okay.
So, also at the same time, you get new ideas, you get new variants of mentality and things like that. And the people that I've worked with, or not worked with, but I've met with at FIFA and Zurich, and people that I've met over there, they gave me an idea of like how, this is how we do it, and like the international stage and things like that.
Right.
So I brought that information and like that education back with me. And, I think one of the biggest things that's going to happen is I'm going to be the interim head coach of the Captains for now until we find somebody that's better. you know.
Well, let's not better, but just listen. You're a busy man,
Yeah,
and as you're, heading up the helm of the ship with the captains, there's only so much time that you can devote to it. But in order to make sure that a product is getting out there, you're going to start off with coaching this team with an eye on opportunities that might be out
absolutely.
there.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think one of the things that we've always stressed under this flag, you could say, is development of players. We want to give the players, not only just the players, but the coaches the opportunity
Mhm.
to become better as individuals in and outside of the field. And also just if we can develop somebody that needs that development and we can create something that's better, we want something that's better.
Well, I heard a rumor that along those lines, you have reached out to another club,
Yeah,
and through I couldn't even begin to guess the path that got you here, but you're creating something kind of unique.
very unique. Something that I haven't seen done unless it's at the professional levels. Me and my buddy Josh, we've developed something that we want to see greater, right? We don't want the status quo anymore, and we want to be better than what we are yesterday, right?
So, what does that mean? What's going to be happening?
So we are going to create a group. It's called C2, and we are going to combine resources, players. We have opportunities to go overseas this time next year, give or take,
Mhm.
and take players from this part of the world to England and put them in front of real professional coaching staff, have them play daily or bi-daily,
Mhm.
and these people actually get to see them play. So me and Josh Jerkovich are actually doing a big deal. It's going to be fun.
Well, let's learn a little bit more from Josh Jerkovich. And Josh, you have a team called the Capital City Roots, and this is based out of Des Moines, right?
Correct. Yes, sir.
So let's learn a little bit about what it is that you've been doing over there, and then we'll figure out, we'll walk the path to where you and Taylor got connected.
No, I don't know if we'll go back that far, but we'll just start at the
We were
beginning of one
college
of the
roommates.
seasons.
Really?
Yeah, we were college roommates.
See, now this is information that I didn't have 10 minutes ago. So,
Yeah. So no, so I own the Capital City Roots FC. Honestly, I basically piggybacked off of Taylor. He had, gave me a call when he was in his spring season 2025 and needed some assistance, and I think just a friend and someone to back him up on what his plans are and have the same soccer mentality brain. And so I was helping him out as much as I could. As soon as I got back into town in Des Moines, where we're living here, and found out that the previous Des Moines squad was forfeited their season. That opening up, it was like the sun came through the clouds, and oh, so I immediately went home, told my wife, and that I was gonna start a semi-professional soccer club. And I
is
think
that
she
the
kind of
yelling that I heard coming from the east? Is that what that was? What are you thinking?
yeah,
Something.
a few months ago. Yep. She I think, very supportive and everything since starting, but it was I think she thought that I was joking. It was one of those like, oh, great idea, like, yep, that's, you should do that. And then, like, 30 days later, we have a club. We had tryouts. We just finished our first inaugural season, and we made it to the playoffs this year, which was
Wow.
awesome. Yeah, we did really great. Coaching staff and everybody that helped out this year was
I was
just
hoping he was going to walk away with some silverware, though.
Yeah.
I really was. I was like, dude, you're on the verge. You just go get it. This is
we'll be there
football.
next year. When Taylor told me that he was planning on, taking care of his guys as far as stepping in as the interim coach, I was hoping it at least would last long enough to where he'd play our team, and then I could say the team beat you and your strategy.
Hey, you know what? If we're going to actually work together in the C2, so that makes sense. That's not going to hurt my feelings too much, bud.
Well, tell me a little bit about this C2, Josh, from your end of things.
Yeah, so C2 for soccer fans out there, the O2, original brand, I guess that was just very, very big. We kind of played it off of that, and Taylor was the brainchild behind all of that. But really, we're a multi-club, regional um, alliance, I guess, creating like a unified path to a professional soccer. Is a very, I guess, long way to say it. What we're trying to do is, like you had said, is position two separate clubs in the same conference, the same state, but at points where is big hubs, I think, for soccer right now. In Omaha right now, it's growing rapidly, and with Des Moines and Pro Iowa Stadium coming, and what the Menace has accomplished over the years since starting there, I think that there's this path that's just like beginning to be forged. And Taylor and I are always talking about, what's next, what's going to happen next, how can we improve, how can we do better. And so when we started talking about this, it was kind of like a no-brainer. We have a club right here in Council Bluffs, and oddly enough, with capital city roots, capital city being Des Moines, I named it Roots to remind myself of where I came from, Council Bluffs. So that was kind of our thing, is our hashtag is Roots Run Deep. So with Taylor being in Council Bluffs and me in Des Moines, it just kind of makes sense for us to partner up and be in the Midwest and try and be, a powerhouse to offer options to players that might not get it, to clubs that might not see, the social media aspect of it, coaches that aren't being seen for their talents. There's lots of options that we've talked about and are still discussing, as far as just really what it is C2 can be, and ultimately where we want it to go.
So is this something that you guys have talked about outside of yourselves, like with the league or with other entities in the industry, or are you just kind of, is this dropping that big matzo ball right now and everybody's just learning?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I'm sorry for the mess on your floor. We just dropped it. So no, it was honestly Taylor and I, we had always, like, as soon as I had started the club, I called Taylor with questions and, expectations and how he did this with this issue. So we'd always like really been bouncing ideas off of each other to, to make sure that we're succeeding. And that's what I think makes us really good friends, is that we do dog on each other a lot, but we're very competitive, and we do cheer for each other when we're winning. So I think we realize the position that both of our clubs are in right now, what's happening around us in the soccer world, in Des Moines and in Council Bluffs and right there in Omaha, with Union and their stadium coming. There's just paths. Taylor and I were talking about it this morning. We were trying to kind of just come up with that what is C2?
A special something.
Yeah. And I said, with soccer, with any sport, it's difficult. There's lots of doors for you to get to, but a lot of those doors are closed. C2 will act as, one part of it will act as a key to open those doors, to start those conversations with USL 1 and USL 2 teams, other UPSL Premier teams, to showcase the talent around the Midwest and in the Omaha region, and what we can offer these professional professional stages of soccer that's being built right now.
And also with boosters.
Yeah,
it's a big one.
If you take a look at the talent pool that you are drawing from, Josh, over in the central part of the state, is a lot of that coming from the Des Moines area? Are you getting players coming in from other areas of the country that, and I know that, like with Taylor, he had international players. So, or is it,
he likes to remind me of that.
Yeah. But yeah, but I'm curious though, with the talent pool that you have to draw from directly there, because I know that with any team, if you want to have local interest, you got to have local players. So how does that tie in, and what kind of experience have you had with that?
I mean, first, it's just to your point, like you need to have local players, but you also have to have local trust from those players. So, you can't, what I did, instead of just relying heavily on social media and hoping that people believed me and willing to, sign up for a soccer tryout and pay money, um, I felt it was it would be better for me to be face to face with these people and be out there actually doing this and talking to people. So I had gone to the Iowa games. It was really good timing. I was starting to build this towards the end of the spring season when they're finishing up, heading into the back half of their season. Uh, so I had that time to build it, but the Iowa games were going on a couple weekends in a row. So I had created, yard signs and business cards, and I went out there and I had QR codes on them that were links to what I had set up for the tryout links, and I talked to all these people face to face. I shook their hands. I introduced myself. I told them what I was trying to build and why I was doing it and how I was going to do it. So I was very upfront as far as who I was,
Mhm.
and what I wanted to do, so that they knew that there wasn't, there's no one above me that's pulling the strings besides my wife, and I hope she didn't see that. But there's I wanted them to know, like, I'm the one you're dealing with. I'm the one that's building this. So if there is feedback or comments or something, like, I'm one of you, just like Taylor, and that's why I think we're gonna be successful in this, because we can relate too.
Well,
So
in an ideal world for both of you, you'd have to replace your team completely every year because you're a developmental league.
well, and we want to.
So
Yeah,
if everybody is being developed and advancing on to the next level, that would be a win for you guys, right?
Big one.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Especially if we are utilizing the, other clubs that's surrounding us that have already paved that way for people to get to that level. It's very difficult for you to, as a soccer player in any sport, I'm sure, to come out of college, and this was my big thing, is that, you come out of college and you want to play more soccer. So what do? You go look for the local clubs. Well, a lot of the times it's just, just a Sunday league. So nothing hating on Sunday league soccer, but a lot of that is, it's like some of those are glorified beer leagues in a way, you would say. You go there, you're having fun, you're kicking the ball around.
It's a blast.
It's not competitive. You're not developing. You're not trying to best yourself from the previous game. There's no practices in between those things. That's, it's a fun league to continue to keep you in shape and play the game that you love.
Mhm.
But we kind of realize that there is no option between collegiate or high school and the professional level. That, these Des Moines Menace is fantastic, and they've been crushing it lately, and continuing to move up. And it, obviously, with what they're wanting to build with Pro Iowa, how do you get to that stage? If you are a college student and you go try out for the Des Moines Menace and you don't make the team, well, what do? You go back to Sunday league soccer, where you're most likely, again, not disrespecting, but most likely not developing, not continuing to improve, not pushing yourself. So there is no middle ground where Taylor and I's clubs offer that development path. And that's what C2 is going to focus on. Obviously, Taylor and the captains are going to focus on losing to Josh and the Roots every season individually, but
Good luck with that, bud.
C2's focus is going to be the marketing aspect of both of those clubs. How can we better develop those players? How can we get those players in front of the right people, with combines, with showcases, with tournaments, with whatever it might be. Like I said, we're a key. So we just want to try and unlock some doors for people.
You just gave me all the motivation I need, bud.
Yeah, that's We're gonna take a transcript. We're gonna put it on the locker room.
Yeah. I mean, I love you, buddy, but that was a good one. I didn't expect that. That was a good laugh.
All right, guys. So what's the next step? What is the next thing that's got to happen for you?
So we're gonna pretty much develop. We've got to.
How do we need money? We need your money.
I'm checking my
Left out in the car. Hang on.
Well, we do have we have a couple cool things in the cookbooks right now. We're looking to develop a league that's purely winter for because there is a lull in the time. You know, we don't really do anything in the winter. What are you doing in the winter, bud? Not much.
I really like to watch a lot of my Netflix shows. Indoor soccer, if I'm gonna try and play, and it's small sided, good way to play.
Yeah. New season of Landman, maybe.
Hey,
Yeah,
there
Taylor. Taylor, there's a lot of stuff in the works. I think that we are. It's more than just like being able to make a social media post and say, hey, boom, we're here. Come join us. I feel like there's a lot of groundwork that we have to do to get this in front of the right people, and the things that we are setting up for the future. And ideally, like he had mentioned, ideally we will have something as an option for just a continued, higher level development indoor type of league to play in the coming years, and continue to offer those options for these guys to not go cold, I guess you would say.
And I think like boosters is going to be a big one for us. I mean, we talked to Johnny and Matt, and it seems viable. It seems like a really good position that me and him are both in, that we can,
right?
Put two teams together, make a good solid team out of one under C2, and take them over there and get them a good look, get them a fair shake. I think that's really one of the things that I've noticed in the Midwest is that, a lot of these players are overlooked, whatever reason may be. And we're trying to accomplish something that, they get an actual opportunity.
Well, I am excited to watch this journey as you guys get this thing going. It is unique. It is something that I'm not aware of, that what you guys are doing has happened, especially in our part of the world. So it's going to be fun. And I think it's also going to provide a lot of opportunities for some players that maybe thought their career was done as they got out of college or whatever the case may be. Right. And this is a new avenue for them that you're creating. And also at the same time, you got to treat it like a business. You got to run it like you'd already said it, Josh, takes money. And there has to be getting a community involvement in behind it. That's going to be a huge part of it too. And you're the right guys for the job. I'm looking forward to this journey and watching it happen.
It's going to be awesome.
Well, yeah, we're very excited. And as far as watching, I know with both of us in the leagues that we're in, our clubs do live stream all of our matches. So that's it's just one way to support too, is follow the social accounts, Capital City Roots FC, CB Captains, and I think, like he had said, it obviously does take money, but I'd say more than anything, and this is one thing Taylor and I have kind of like not argued about, but just like really been serious discussing about, like how do we structure this, is making sure that what we're building is community driven too, and keeping involved with the community and accessible to everybody, allowing it to have football for all, whether you're male, female, rich, poor. We want to offer the option with our clubs, but C2 makes sure that if you have that desire to go further, that those doors are unlocked for you too.
Sounds like something you need to get on a t-shirt.
Sounds like Josh needs.
We actually gotta go. We got a lot of work to do.
All right, listen, guys, if there's anything that I can do from my end to help promote what it is that you're doing and get the word out, keep me in mind, get the information over to me, be happy to do that. And because what you're talking about is supporting communities and being able to support the people that live there, whether it be players, whether it be their parents, whether, or the smaller communities that are all around, whether it be Council Bluffs or Des Moines. There's talent out there, and I know that's a big part of what it is that you're wanting to do, is shine a light on that. So happy to help, and I'm very glad that you guys have decided to continue your friendship past college.
Yeah. He's a good fellow.
Lucky for me.
All right. We'll talk again soon. All right.
All right. Love you, buddy.
Hey, thanks, Ed. Thanks, Todd.
I'm looking forward to what comes out of this, and also looking forward to seeing some really good high-quality soccer right here close to home. So we'll keep you updated, as I said, with everything that's going on. If you're looking to buy or sell your home, Blake Hunter is your trusted realtor with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, and Blake knows the local market. He's dedicated to helping you find the perfect place to call home. Are you a first-time buyer? Are you upgrading your home? Are you ready to sell? Blake Hunter here to guide you every step of the way. Visit his website, blakehunter.homes. And Castle & Associates of American Family Insurance is your local insurance provider for all of your home, auto, life, business, and farm insurance needs. Actually, Travis Castle's name came up earlier. I was meeting with some new clients that we're going to be doing a podcast for them. That is for a future show. I'll tell you about that. But even though these folks were not from our area, they were farther down to the south and east. They knew Travis and Travis Castle because that is his reputation follows him around, and the same with his staff. He has offices in Trainer, Council Bluffs, Bellevue, and Elkhorn, which means they're local and in your neighborhood, ready to help you navigate the complexities of insurance today. Give them a call for your free quote. That's going to wrap up today's show. Thank you so much for being a part of it. I've got a lot more in store still coming up this week. My name's Todd Studer. Have a great Wednesday.